With me right now, Margie O'Meara, a Democratic strategist, and Kirsten Kukowski, National Press Secretary for the Republican National Committee. Welcome, ladies. Nice to see you both. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Alex.
Thank you.
Kirsten, I'm going to begin with you. I'll turn to Margie in just a minute. But, Kirsten, take a listen to the president's message on the economy. Here it is.
Our businesses have now created more than 4.2 million new jobs over the last 26 months. More than 1 million jobs in the last 6 months alone. Next week, I'm going to urge Congress, as they start getting back to work, to take some actions on some common sense ideas right now that can accelerate even more job growth.
So more than 4 million jobs in 26 months, using the word common sense. Isn't that the kind of progress that could resonate with Americans?
Well, unfortunately for the president and for America, I think yesterday's jobs numbers showed a different story. They showed that more people are leaving the job force, millions of Americans leaving the job force. It's the lowest participation rate since 1981. So unfortunately, I think that we have a lot more work to do as a country. And the president, he promised that we would be in a lot better shape from an economic perspective than we are right now.
Okay. How about this? I want you to take a look at a poll from Gallup. Enthusiastic support among GOP voters for Mitt Romney. It stands just at 35%. Let's check out a similar point. Back in 2008, the number for John McCain was at 47%. And then listen, Kirsten, to the rather lukewarm support that Romney is getting from some fellow Republicans, even those who have endorsed him, like Newt Gingrich. Here it is.
You still believe Mitt Romney's a liar?
I still believe that the Romney campaign said things that weren't true.
Forget about the Romney campaign. Is Mitt Romney a liar?
The governor said things at times that weren't true.
This reminds me of, going to a surgeon, right? If I've got a terrible cancer or something to be operated on, when I had to be operated on for prostate cancer, I didn't go to the nicest doctor. I went to the best doctor.
Now, Mitt is not a perfect candidate. He has a number of problems. It's hard for blue-collar families like mine to identify with him. It's hard for economic conservatives to identify with him. He needs to do more to reach out to the Latinos.
So these aren't exactly ringing endorsements. What do you have to say to people who suggest that from fellow Republicans?
Alex, I think that there's no doubt we just got out of a primary, but we are all banding together as Republicans, and there's no doubt that we are all going to be on the same team as we move forward over the next 7 months. And I think we're all united around one thing, and that is Barack Obama and the need to replace him in the White House. And he certainly is struggling himself. I think you see that the White House or the campaign is unveiling yet another slogan forward today, and I think that they're having a really hard time trying to figure out how they are going to run this president and try to convince voters that he deserves another 4 years. So in that regard, I think all Republicans are going to be behind Mitt Romney, and I think that we have a real uniting message against this president.
Mm-hmm. Well, they call them swing states for a reason, and in fact, the latest poll numbers show that in the state of Ohio, they're only separated by 2 points. Barack Obama besting Mitt Romney by 2 points, but that's really within even the margin of error. But you take a look at Virginia, where the president is heading later on today. There he's up by 7. What's going on in Virginia?
Well, I think all of those swing states, we've seen the gap close over the last couple of weeks, and I think over the next month, 7 months, we're going to see it close even more. I think that the more that Mitt Romney and the more Republicans have an opportunity to travel to these states and get our message across, I think the better off we're going to be. And like I was saying before, I think that we're really united in support of Mitt Romney, but also by the fact that the president has really failed to lead. He's failed to bring about the hope and change that he once promised us. And, the RNC actually came out this week with what we think is a very appropriate slogan for the president's reelection, and that is hype and blame. And I think we're going to hear more of that today in Ohio and Virginia, unfortunately.
All right. Kirsten Kukowski, thank you.